Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you can all hear and see me okay. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's webinar. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Hope everyone is doing well. I personally am loving the sunshine. Absolutely loving the sunshine in Devon at the moment. It is toasty warm, so this weather can just stay. It would be great if it could just stay, wouldn't it? Or maybe get a bit warmer actually as we dive into the summer. But I just went outside and had a bit of fresh air before diving on and starting this webinar, and I looked at my lawn and I thought, I think it's about time I cut it. I think the last time I cut it must have been, goodness, what, October, maybe September, October last year, which is dreadful, isn't it, really? It's turning into a jungle out there. Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. You can see we've got people coming in from the waiting room, which is excellent. Perfect. Amazing. We've still got people coming through, but I am going to kind of kick off today's session. We've got quite a lot to go through. And unfortunately for you guys, you've just got me in today's session. It was originally meant to be myself and one of my colleagues, Emily, but she is unfortunately poorly. So it's just going to be me today. Going to get used to my voice. Apologies for that. Emily is going to be joining us later on in the week. Hopefully she's feeling better. And she is going to be talking about Study Key. Um, this is our A Year in the Life of a Student series. So really this webinar series is, as it says in the name, focused around a typical student's year in the life, different sort of events, different challenges, different scenarios that they maybe are going to encounter, and how some of our assistive tech is going to be able to support them in overcoming any particular challenges they may be experiencing in their day-to-day life. And it really is going to be a walkthrough of a student's year in a life. And we had yesterday's session. Some of you may have joined yesterday's session. Today's session is going to be focused around lectures. So students that are diving into those lectures, we're going to be starting off with a microbiology lecture that we're going to be looking at. And then we've got some sessions that follow later in the week as well, which are going to be looking at different segments of a student's year in a life. We're going to be looking at some examinations as well. And then some of my different colleagues will be joining those sessions too. So this is one of our series. And today is day 2, and we're going to be looking at lectures. To introduce myself, my name's Izzy, and I am the product specialist for Likey, Ivy Notes, and iView Learning. We're going to be talking and looking at those 3 softwares today, alongside a particular piece of hardware as well, which we will touch on later on too. And like I said, all in the context of a student who's going to be diving into lectures, and we're going to be looking at that together. Cool. Before I jump into that, I just wanted to take you across to the Aventino website. Bear with me a moment. And I just wanted to take you across, particularly to, bear with me a moment, being super slow, particularly to our events page. So this may have been where you registered for this week's series. This is where all of our events are listed. So our in-person events will be listed here alongside our virtual events that are happening as well. So if any of these events are of interest to you, the Aventino events page is where you can access registering for them. We can see that today's Year in a Life series is attending lectures. We've got some writing essays and research focused one later on this week as well. That's happening later on. And then we've obviously got some more happening as well later this week and really for the rest of March here as well. So feel free to get yourselves across to the events page on the Aventino website. And the other call out here is the Resources Hub, in particular the DSA Resource Hub, which really does what it says on the tin. It is full of resources to be able to support you with various different products that we look after. Like here, we can see we've got some key impacts and some recommendation strategies and the recommendation guides that are available to you as well. So just 2 call outs that I wanted to make on the Aventino website. Cool. So the first thing I wanted to look at was Ivy Notes. This is the first software I'm going to touch on in the context of lectures, note-taking, that all-important writing. And making notes, really. So to introduce Ivy Notes to you really lightly for anyone that's not familiar with it, Ivy Notes is a flexible digital note-taking platform designed to support neurodivergent users. It's really clever in combining audio capture and transcription with mind map creation in real time so users can focus on understanding content rather than writing notes. We can see that I've got Ivy Notes open on my web browser at the moment. It also works through the dedicated Windows and Mac apps. And its kind of general premise, its general kind of usability and how it works is that it is essentially capturing content from live speech and streamed videos or any other kind of audio source or transcription files as well. It's great at being able to input words into, and it's spitting out a really great mind map, a resource that any individuals and students can dive back into kind of at their leisure, really. Cool. So I'm going to link this up now. So this is our microbiology lecture one. Unfortunately, I don't have my hands on a specific live lecture that happens, but what I have done is I have found a lovely microbiology video here. This is focusing around chapter one, the main themes of microbiology, and we can see that this particular video here, we're going to call it a live lecture for the purpose of today's webinar, is 1 hour and 17 minutes long. So let's say I'm a student, I've jumped into my lecture, and this could be an online lecture for the purpose of this. Let's say it's online. If it's not, I'd just be using the microphone instead. I've created my new mind map. I've titled it here, so lecture one, and we'll just put the date in as well. So we'll put the 17th of the 3rd. Cool. I'm going to press the all-important record button, and I'm going to connect it up to my screen. The particular screen I'm wanting here is chapter one, the main themes of microbiology. And I press that share button. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press play. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to be silent while the video plays. And I just want you to see it interacting with Ivy Notes and seeing how the mind map's being produced.
Bacteria are microorganisms. All bacteria are single-cell organisms that are prokaryotic. And remember the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells? We're going to get into this in a couple slides, but remember prokaryotic cells lack a true nucleus. Sometimes they're called akaryotic cells because A means without. And eukaryotic cells have a true nucleus. They both have DNA, by the way. Did you know that bacteria has a chromosome? Archaea has a chromosome, and eukaryotes have multiple chromosomes. But in eukaryotes, those chromosomes are enveloped in a membrane, right, called the nuclear envelope. So because the DNA is inside of a membrane, that's why eukaryotes have a nucleus. Bacteria and archaea, their DNA is not inside of a membrane. Their DNA is just floating around in the cytoplasm. So their DNA is not considered inside of a nucleus. I'll tell you what their DNA is called in a little bit, but foreshadowing, it's called the nucleoid. Now, I digress. Let's get back to what are the major groups of microorganisms. All of the domain bacteria are microorganisms. This includes E. coli, Salmonella, some of the other characters you've heard about. Then there's a domain archaea, which are also made up of, prokaryotic cells. They are all single-cell organisms.
Amazing. I'm just going to pause that there. Apologies. I slowed down the speed a little bit as well. I think that speaks a lot for my personal character that I like to listen to things on 1.5 or 1.6 speed. But I was aware that was very, very speedy. But if you notice, it's very clever at being able to capture anything at any speed. So that is a good call out. So I understand that that is only 1 minute and 36 seconds there of that particular lecture and that particular session that I, as a student, have just tapped into there. This is just to give you a little bit of a snapshot and a little bit of an insight as to how Ivy Notes works. So what we've got here is, and what was happening is we've got this mind map, this note-taking resource that is being produced. On the right-hand side of my screen, we've got a transcription and kind of a summary document here as well. I can go into the settings, I can filter, and I can turn transcription on. I can then collapse out these particular cells. And we can see we've got our transcription here. We can go back to what would have been said, the particular words that were inputted at that time, the particular words that that lecturer spoke to us about microbiology, and we can revisit those concepts. So that is kind of the Ivy Note concept. We've got the ability to be able to connect, and I reiterate, Ivy Notes up to a live session. So that could be through the microphone by pressing that record button. We connect Ivy Notes to the microphone if we're in an in-person lecture, and Ivy Notes is recording that session in real time. That recording sits at the bottom of our screen here. We can revisit the exact audio that that lecturer would have provided us with and would have spoken at that time and at that moment. We've able to got access to that particular resource. We've got access to the transcription that's sitting on the right-hand side of the screen here. And then we've got that breakdown of those key concepts that would have been covered within that particular lecture. Like, as I said, the map will obviously grow as the session length grows, but that's kind of the Ivy Notes concept. What I'm going to do is do a very typical, here's one I made earlier. So that exact lecture, that exact session, the microbiology chapter 1, I connected Ivy Notes up to for an hour and 15 minutes. And the resource that was produced, the map that we've got here, is here in front of us. So we can see it's broken it down into a microbiology overview, the microorganism role, microbiology techniques, and within each of these segments, we're able to break them down further and further as much as we wish to. So we've got what essentially is a really excellent resource for any individuals that struggle with those taking notes, that struggle with that comprehension, is able to capture that content that's being delivered in real time so that we've got a resource to be able to look back on that can support us. Now, I can see we've just had a question that's come into the chat box. Bear with me a moment. Helen, yeah, sorry, you couldn't hear it very well. Apologies. The audio might have been a little bit quiet that I shared there of the actual microbiology lecture. But absolutely, Helen, transcription is brilliant. Great for students that have hearing impairments. Absolutely. It's great for any individuals that perhaps have physical disabilities and those who maybe struggle with typing on their keyboard and they get that chronic fatigue as an example. Maybe they've got that impairment, so they are unable to interact with the keyboard, or it might be painful for them. But also individuals, maybe with ADHD, maybe with autism, struggling to keep up with the pace, struggling to keep that focus, that resource them to be able to look back on is really quite important and integral for them. Or individuals like myself with dyslexia, where actually going through and taking physical notes probably would have taken me maybe 3 or 4 hours in relation to this particular lecture, which was an hour and 15 minutes in length. Whereas actually, if I had Ivy Notes as a resource, and I do, it's given me a really great capture of the key concepts that are being covered. We've got a breakdown of the overview, we've got a breakdown of the key concepts, we've got some great icons that have been populated. I can dive in and do things with the colour theme. I can add different images. So let's go into microorganisms, an example. We can go into images here. We can go into gallery and we can find a chemistry screenshot and we can pop that in here really nicely. We've got the ability to be able to add in different drawings, add in different comments, add in different links. So if I want to link back to a particular diagram, link back to a particular video, link back to a particular resource that the lecturer has told me about, then I'm able to do that. And what we're left with is essentially a great resource for students to be able to dive back into and have access to as well. The user interface of Ivy, I think it speaks for itself, but it's really, really simple. We come in, we create a new map, we press the all-important record button, and we click on whichever option's valuable to us. Like I said, microphone for a live session, screen if it's a recording, playback, YouTube video. We've got the ability to be able to transcribe text and audio here as well. We name the map title, we press that record button, and everything is happening for us really nicely in the background. We can focus on the key concepts that the lecturer is delivering. We can make annotations off of the map. We can highlight things within the transcription. We can quote certain things, and we can make those amendments within the map as well. It's not fixed. We can drag things around. It's a really cracking resource, and I think you can probably hear the passion for it in my voice. I think I would have benefited from Ivy Notes as someone that studied biology at university massively. So it's our first software to talk about. Hopefully that makes sense and has given you a really kind of good example there, giving you a really good insight into Ivy Notes as our first software to talk about in the context of today's lecture of microbiology. Cool. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If anyone's got any questions, anything that didn't make sense, then please feel free to shout. The next thing I'm going to be talking to you guys about is likey. Wonderful. Hopefully you can see my screen okay. Cool. So to pivot now to Likey, Likey is a very, very different piece of software to Ivy Notes, but again, a great software to be able to support individuals with learning and physical disabilities around taking notes, around writing, around capturing information. Likey is a really, really good call out. So what is Likely? Just for anyone that's not familiar with it as a piece of software, I'm just going to bring up the control center here, the dashboard of Likely as well. Likey is a multi-word text prediction tool. So Likey's really clever in being able to predict sentences of up to 18 words in length, and they're context-based predictions that include punctuation within them. So if I am writing about the anatomy of an octopus, for example, like is going to predict words such as tentacles, such as marine life, as an example, such as coral, such as the Red Sea. It's really clever in being able to pick up the context of what's being written and predict based upon that. That's kind of the first feature call out of Likey. The second feature call out is it supports individuals with spelling and grammar, and it's context based in how it does that. So I think we can certainly all relate to times where we've made a spelling mistake that has been quite wacky, that's quite different to the word that we are looking to write. This is where Likey's really good in its spelling and grammar corrections because it's picked up the context of what you've previously written. It is able to help support with your spelling and grammar more effectively. So it's able to take a much better stab, shall we say, at that word that you have spelt incorrectly. It also is designed to integrate into your writing flow as well. So instead of getting to the end of a particular paragraph or sentence and having to go back through and do that dreaded right click that I think we can all relate to and spend 10 minutes proofreading, it's supporting you as you write. So its corrections just sit above the words, and you've got the ability to be able to interact and accept what Likely is offering you. I'm not going to go on anymore. Hopefully that makes sense as a little bit of an introduction to Likely. I'm now going to kind of show it to you in action. Before I do and show it to you in the context of our microbiology lecture, I'm just going to dive in and show you a few tweaks I'm going to make as a student just to tailor Likey to me for today's lecture. So I've reset it. Let's say this is my first lecture. This is me using Likey fresh out of the gate. So I'm coming in and I'm just navigating, getting a few settings set up. I'm just going to pause because I think we've got something in the chat. Oh, you should be able to see the dashboard. Great call out. Thank you, Eddie. You should be able to. Let me stop sharing and reshare my screen. Thank you for calling that out because I was about to talk about it. Wonderful. Cool. Hopefully you can now see the Likely dashboard okay. Wonderful. So before we dive into writing and taking notes for the microbiology lecture, I'm just going to get a few things sorted in the Likely dashboard that are applicable to me. Cool. So I'm going to come into the prediction profile area. And let's say as a student, I do speak French, but I'm actually going to be taking my notes in English today. So I'm actually just going to disable the French language. In terms of categories, because this is kind of a medical focused lecture, we're going to be looking at biology. I'm actually just going to turn on medicine, alternative medicine, and nutrition as my categories. I can dive back in next week because I'm going to be looking at a few different topics and we're going to be moving away from microbiology, and I can change these categories then. And what I'm also going to do as well is I'm going to create a new category. I'm going to import a blank sheet here. I'm going to ask it to learn some common phrases. I'm going to retitle it as a resource for today's lecture, and I'm going to import that as a new category. Perfect. So I've got a great custom category that's been set for me. Brilliant. I think that's everything I wanted to do in the prediction profile section. I'm now just going to come into my preferences. I think I'm happy with these settings that I've got here. So the two settings that we have access to are both for the text prediction and the spelling and grammar correction settings. Like I said, these are the two core pillars and the two core pieces of functionality for Likey. I'm actually going to be using enter and right arrow when I interact with Likey. So these are our keyboard settings. I don't want it to play sound assistance. I've got my notification and general settings set up here as well. I'm just going to come into the accessibility settings. Great, I've already switched that on. I'm an individual with dyslexia, so I want that to be active, so that supports me. I'm happy with the orange theme, and I'm not going to be interacting with any read loud suggestions, but if I did, this is where I can change those voices. I can change the voice speed, and I can turn the read loud to active here as well. So that is great. I've got that all set up. Wonderful. I wish this column would disappear because that is currently blocking me. I'm going to have to stop sharing and reshare. Apologies. Do, do, do. Wonderful. Hopefully we can see that okay. Perfect. The other area I just want to do, because I am using Likey Medical, because this is I'm a student that is studying biology, I've got access to medical topics. So I'm just going to communicate with Likey and turn some of these medical topics on. So pathology and medicine, and I'm going to press save. Wonderful. And that is me ready to go. That is Likey set up, ready for me to use. I'm going to re-share my whole entire screen now. Hopefully you can see that okay. And we are going to get using Likey now. Cool. So I'm going to start off. Let's say that the lecturer is going to be talking to us about what is microbiology. Very typical topic that's going to be covered straight out the gate in today's lecture. I'm going to start writing now. I'm going to do it nice and slowly so that you guys can see Likey in action and how it's supporting me with my writing. Cool. I'm just going to pause here because this is Likey in action. This is Likey coming up in that orangey colour. We could actually see it was predicting the word microorganisms initially. The kind of general gist with Likey is it's going to constantly predict for you to support you with its predictions. If what it predicts isn't applicable to you, you don't have to stop typing and reject what Likey's offering you. You just keep typing and it updates and changes its predictions as you keep typing. The word I am looking to write here as an individual and a student is microbiology. I'm going to hit the tab icon to accept that. Cool, I've just put in the letter I. We can see it's predicting the S, the word is. I'm going to hit the tab icon, right arrow or enter to accept that. Again, the word the is what I'm looking to write. I'm hitting the tab icon to accept that. Hopefully you're getting an understanding of how the prediction works. Again, I'm looking to write study of. I'm accepting that by hitting the tab icon. I'm looking to write tiny. Looking to write the word living, and I'm also looking to write the word organisms. It's predicting those two words for me. I hit the tab icon to accept that. Again, I'm looking to write the word called. Again, I'm looking to write the word microorganisms. Apologies. Wonderful. So I'm just typing away here just to give you guys an idea, an indication as to how it's predicting for me. Cool. What I have just done here is I've just made a very deliberate spelling mistake. So we can see I've spelt the word organisms incorrectly here. Likey is just sitting above with that correction. It's saying, Izzy, that's incorrect in how you spelt the word organisms. This is the correct way to be spelling that word. I have the ability now as a student to be able to accept that by hitting that tab icon, right arrow, or enter button on my keyboard, and it's going to make that amendment for me, and I can really swiftly continue and move on with my writing. Again, it's predicting for me as I'm moving along here. Sometimes like it was just predicting the word sometimes then rather than the word so, which is what I was looking to type. Like I said before, it is designed to support you with your writing flow, so you don't have to stop and reject it. You really only interact with like you when you want to accept what it's offering you. And apart from that, the general gist is just to keep typing. Wonderful. I'm just going to pause there. So we've got a couple of sentences focusing around what is microbiology, which is, let's say, the focus of our lecture today. I, as a student, have been supported there as I've worked through my writing. So I've been both supported with the prediction and the spelling and grammar that has been corrected there as well. And hopefully that gives you kind of a gist as to how Likey interacts with me. I can see we've just had a question popped in the chat again. Helen, does this work well with speech to text assistive technology? Great question. It does indeed. So that like he's very great in that it does have the ability to be able to integrate with other assistive technologies. So if an individual that maybe is talking into a particular device, or is using any speech to text assistive technology, like he does have the ability to be able to interact with it. I must call out here that it is predominantly designed for individuals that are going to be physically interacting with the keyboard. So it's perhaps not so suited for those that maybe are using speech to text, but more so for those that are going to be interacting and typing into their keyboard. But it does have the ability to be able to work with speech to text technology. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, Helen. And I'm just going to bring up the Likey dashboard. Hopefully we can all see that okay. We can see that the metrics have updated from me using Likey there. We can see that it's actually helped save me 2 minutes and 4 seconds. If we dive into these metrics further, we've actually saved just within those 3 sentences 139 keystrokes. It's helped me with my typing efficiency. It's also spat out some statistics about my daily typing time as well. So just gives those individuals and students, I myself, let's say in the context of this as a student, the confidence that actually by the end of the microbiology lecture and by the end of me taking those notes, not only am I looking back at work that's grammatically correct, it's also enabled me to move at a slightly quicker pace, interact with my keyboard less if I do have any physical disabilities. And as an individual with dyslexia that massively struggles with my spelling and grammar, it supported me there as well. That's a whistle-stop tour of Likey. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to move on again now to another software, iView Learning. Hopefully that gives you a really good indication as to how it works. The particular context, like I said, of today was the microbiology lecture that we have looked at in how it supports me with my note-taking as an individual. Cool, bear with me a moment. This is where when we do have multiple hosts of the webinar, it makes the transitions from one thing to another a little bit more seamless. So bear with me a second. Cool, while I share my screen and just very quickly talk about iView Learning. Cool, wonderful. So let's say as an individual, I was just using Likey. I've come across a learning block. I'm struggling in Likey. I'm a little bit confused about how the text prediction works and some of the settings around that. This is where Ivy Learning comes in with its little Superman cape on, because Ivy Learning is an e-learning platform designed to support individuals or students with learning gaps or problems they may be experiencing. So we're going to go through this workflow together. I'm a student, I'm in my microbiology lecture. I've got Likey open, I've got my Word document open, I'm taking those notes, but I'm really struggling on how to use the text prediction. I'm getting a bit confused by it all. This is where Ivy Learning comes in. So I'm going to press sign in. I've got Ivy Learning open on the web browser. There's also an Ivy Learning app that I can access as well. I've got my software here. Let's pretend it's not. I'm actually going to jump into the My Software section. I'm going to really quickly scroll down and find Likey. I'm going to dive into the software. How to use text prediction. I favorited it because this is something I do frequently struggle with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click onto the tutorial. I'm going to press play and I'm going to watch that. I don't know if I've shared my screen with audio, so I'm just going to reshare. Bear with me a moment. And we're going to watch this tutorial together.
In this tutorial, I'll show you how to use text prediction with LightKey. Start typing in a document. LightKey will begin predicting. If you want to accept the prediction, use your preferred prediction selection key, in this instance the Tab key. You can also set up LightKey to accept the Enter and right arrow keys in the preferences. Carry on typing. LightKey will only display one prediction at a time. To scroll through the predictions, hold Control and press the up or down arrows. Press Tab to accept the prediction. If you accept a suggestion for the last word of the sentence, even though there's space created, just press full stop. The space will automatically be deleted. The more you use LightKey, the more it learns from your writing. You'll notice it predicting more words at a time.
Wonderful. So hopefully that gives you a kind of a good idea as to the solution tutorial here. Now, across the whole of iView, there are over 2,500 video tutorials. Don't worry, we're not going to go through all of them. I think everyone would fall asleep. But the general gist and why I'm mentioning that is because it's an e-learning resource, iView Learning, for individuals to be able to dive into, access the resource that they need to watch the solution tutorial, and to jump back out. So me, as the example that we just used, a student that is struggling to use the text prediction with Likey, I want a little bit of clarity around it. I'm a bit stuck, I'm a bit confused, I'm a bit worried heading into my lecture as an example. I can log into Ivy Learning, find the software that's applicable to me, in this case Likey. I can find the particular solution tutorial, click on it, access that video. No video or solution tutorial is over 60 to 90 seconds in length, and I can then log back out and get back to the work that I'm doing. And that's the kind of concept of iView Learning in general, really. Log in, learn, log back out. I'm just going to do another example. The other software that we looked at a bit earlier on as well was Ivy Notes. Let's find Ivy Notes in the My Software section. The My Software section, again, is applicable to individuals that have that particular software. So this is personable to you. It's kind of your own little resource. It's your own little section. We can dive into Ivy Notes. And we can see here we've got a variety of solution tutorials that are available to us. It may be in this particular case, I'm struggling on how to change the style or how to use the toolbar and add a branch and snip information. I've got the ability to be able to access tutorials applicable to that as well. For a more kind of generic example, shall we say, we've got the ability to be able to come into the Ask Assistant area of Ivy Learning. It may be that I've actually come out of the lecture or I'm in the lecture and I'm struggling with my writing. I've got the ability to be able to select softwares or I can just select what I'm needing help with in more general terms. And we can see that we've got a nice answer that's being produced by the new AI functionality within iView Learning, which is supporting me with the topic that I've put in here, which is writing. So it's actually linked me to Mindfulness for Study. It's linked me to particular resources around that. Text aid, we've got Microsoft Word and Google Docs. We've also got Ivy Notes here as well that's coming back to support me with my writing. And we've got some nice next steps. We've also got some follow-up questions that sit below here, and the history of what we've put into the AI section is also being remembered. We can also select particular pieces of software. So if I select Likey here, and let's select we need help with our writing, we reselect that, apologies. We can see it's thinking, and it's going to link us again to some resources that we can access. We can click on the how to use text prediction. It takes us through to that particular solution tutorial. And then we can press the back icon as well to end up back in the AI Ask Anything section. So that's a walkthrough of iView Learning. Like I said, it's an e-learning platform designed to support individuals and students with learning gaps. So for a student like myself that's in that microbiology lecture that's encountering any learning gaps or any issues, then I have access to those resources. I've just realised I've only spoken about assistive technology with iView Learning. It also works across the all-important Microsoft Google applications as well, Microsoft, Google and Apple to be exact. If we just dive into Microsoft Word, because I was using Word when I was taking those notes for the lecture and showing Likey, we can just see the vast amount of tutorials that are available to me as a student, which means that the likelihood of me having a particular issue and a problem in a learning gap or something I'm struggling with, it may be 2 a.m. It may be outside of the lecture time that I'm struggling on navigating Word as an example. I have the ability to be able to dive into iView as a resource and have access to that support at my fingertips. Wonderful. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm actually just going to show one more because we have got enough time. Before I do that, I've just seen we've got something in the chats. Helen, again, great questions, Helen. I'm loving this. Do you know if universities are starting to let students use like keen exams instead of allowing extra time or rest breaks as a reasonable adjustment for exams and assessments? And needs assessors recommending this as they may restrict the use of this due to AI function. Great question, Helen. Should have perhaps mentioned this. Apologies for that. Likey has got zero links to any form of artificial intelligence. So as a particular software, it works completely independently. It works all offline, no data is collected, no content is collected. It's completely independent as a software. So it doesn't go out to any forms of Google, ChatGPT, Gemini, nothing. It's completely independent in how it works. Now, yes is the answer to your question. Likey can be and does get used across exam scenarios for individuals maybe that may be doing their GCSEs, A-levels, or in a university environment. The reason why Likey can be used is because of the settings that you have access to. You can basically reset Likey so that it's not going to pull in any of your revision, any of your previous writing that might be around the exam that you're sitting, and you're going to be using it fresh out of the gate, essentially. So you have the ability to be able to reset it so that it's kind of able to be used in that exam setting, in kind of an exam mode, shall we call it. So it's applicable for students that may be in that environment, and it's not unfair. They've not got any sort of unfair advantage, shall we say. You also can turn things off as well, such as spelling and grammar. You can turn off the mathematical prediction in that exam mode, shall we call it, as well. So if you've got a student that maybe is sitting a mathematics exam and they've got access to a notepad open, that they can't just pop everything into the notepad, press equals and Likey spits out all the answers, which it does have the capability to be able to do. So yes is the answer to that. Very long-winded answer. Apologies, Helen, but you can kind of turn it into an exam mode so it's able to tick that box for individuals that maybe are in that environment. And just to re-clarify, it is not any form of AI. There is no links to any form of artificial intelligence with Likey. It is completely independent. The other two softwares that we've spoken about, Ivy Notes and iView Learning, do have forms of AI in them. Ivy's got its AI assistant. Ivy Notes uses a form of AI and how it transcribes the audio to its notes and its mind map that it creates. But Likey is completely all offline, no forms of AI, so it ticks that box that it needs to for any individual that may be using it in that school environment, that university environment, and also for any assessors that may be recommending it as well. Very long-winded answer to your question, Helen, but hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that answered your question okay. Because I just spent quite long answering Helen's question, I'm not going to show another example of Ivy Learning. Like I said, the solution tutorials are all very similar. They're all under that time bracket. The pace can be amended. We've got access to custom captions, PDF documents as well that can be downloaded, and also any kind of kinesthetic learning options as well for people that maybe have that preference in how they interact with Ivy Learning also. Cool. I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. Apologies, guys. I do keep sharing, resharing, but it is just me. So I do have to do that to get from one thing to another. And the last thing I'm going to be talking about is only a very brief mention of a particular piece of hardware. Bear with me a moment. Which is our OM system recorder. She says when she can finally share her screen. Apologies, guys. Boom. Hopefully we can see that okay. Cool. I'm just going to jump into slideshow mode as well. So yeah, we've literally got a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to call this out. This is a piece of hardware that is a great call out and a great mention for the context of being within a lecture. So I'm not usually one to use PowerPoint, but I do quite like having PowerPoint when talking about sort of OM system. It's suitable for students and individuals who find it difficult to write notes and listen at the same time, difficulty in staying focused, but the particular main call out and USP kind of the OM system is it is suitable and ideal for individuals that maybe struggle with anxiety, struggle with stress, maybe have those anxiety attacks and need to leave the lecture room. What they're able to do is they're able to leave their OM system recorder behind, and it maintains the ability to be able to capture what is happening within that lecture, and they can then have access to that as a resource. They can jump back in after that lecture's finished, maybe it's 10 minutes down the line and perhaps they're feeling a little bit more relaxed, perhaps they've overcome that particular anxiety attack. They then jump back into the lecture, perhaps maybe it happens again, perhaps they're feeling a little bit stressed again, and they can leave the OM system recorder in the lecture again. You get the gist of where I'm going with this. We use this in the context of a student that's sitting that 1 hour and 15-minute lecture about microbiology. This student perhaps suffers with stress and anxiety. This is where OM system would be a great fit for them because they have it as a particular physical piece of hardware that they can leave behind. They can walk out with their laptop, they can walk out with their notepad and know that they're not missing out on any kind of critical information that might be being delivered within the lecture. Ideal for those that maybe struggle with their cognitive load and executive function. And like I said, when would you use it? Lecture theatres, tutorials, any group workshops, any kind of practical environment. It might be a field trip. And like I said, that audio recording is extremely valuable and takes that pressure off of writing and takes that pressure off an individual that maybe does have to leave the room and maybe is missing out on that content that is being delivered. Why not use your phone? Because I think that's the first thing that we do think about. We do have our phones on us all the time. I can certainly relate to that. But I think the great call out for our system here is it is that dedicated device so that all recordings are separate from personal files. Much better sound quality. You're not having to worry about leaving your phone in the room, in a particular lecture. I think I personally would like my phone with me if I was struggling with feeling a little bit anxious or feeling really stressed. Perhaps I want to take my phone with me to contact someone in my family who's going to support me with that particular anxiety attack. Or I want my phone with me because I maybe need to reach out for some medical support, or I've got resources on that phone to keep me calm, to keep me feeling supported. We can leave our system recorder and take our phone with us. We're not having to worry about it at all. No distractions from notifications. I get so distracted with my phone. That's why it remains on Do Not Disturb all day when I work. But ideal for those individuals that maybe do struggle with finding themselves get quite distracted with a mobile phone. And you can add indexes as well. So I just like to talk about that because I think that's the first thing we do think about when we look at System Recorder. Is the first thing that comes to mind is why not use your phone? But there are some really key call outs as to why System Recorder is a great fit for individuals when those particular circumstances are applicable to. Cool. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. It is 1 minute two, so I finished about 60 seconds early. I really hope that that session has been valuable for you guys. Like I said, the context of today was around lectures for students that are going to be diving into many lectures, many environments where they're going to be taking those notes in those lectures that they have throughout their year and their life. And I do hope that that session has been valuable for everyone. And like I said, to recap, we've spoken about Ivy Notes, Ivy Learning, Likey, and OM System Recorder. Apologies, it's just been me. I think you're all probably sick and tired of my voice, but unfortunately, my colleague is unwell, so it has just been me leading today's session. Please feel free to join us for tomorrow's session as well. These sessions are happening from Monday to Friday, so really great to have you guys on for every session. I will be on tomorrow's session as well. And yeah, I'm going to stay on for a moment if anyone's got any questions. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you, everyone, for your input in the chat and asking questions as today's session's gone along as well. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And when you leave, you will be prompted to fill out a feedback form as well. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the feedback form, or any feedback as well is greatly appreciated. We will be sending a follow-up to everyone that's attended the series as well, with copies of demo licenses too for all the pieces of software, so that you can get your hands on the software and try it for yourself as well. And that will be coming early next week, because we'll be doing that after the session has concluded and the series is concluded on Friday. Thanks everyone so much for joining. Thanks, Helen. Thanks, Eddie, again. If anyone's got any questions, I will hang around for a couple of minutes. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your attention. Greatly appreciated. And we'll see, hopefully, most of you tomorrow if you're able to attend. Thank you, guys. Just stay on for a minute longer in case anyone is typing away. Wonderful. Perfect. I'm going to go out and close the webinar now. Please feel free to make a note of my email address if you do have any questions, or you're typing away, or you want to put something anonymously to me. You can do that. My email address is isabel.ball@aventino.com. But thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye.